What are you hearing from producers as far as when they get into conventional production versus raised without antibiotics or no antibiotics ever? Are there things that you've heard and that we've learned from the comparison of those two production styles?
Raising pigs free of antibiotics is a challenging task because of the way they're born, they're weaned, they go through stressful periods of young animals. They have to live for 6 months, particularly where we have, a number of problematic viral diseases in the pig industry, PRRS and influenza, most notably, that make the pigs susceptible to bacterial infections. If you're starting in systems where those viruses, which have been difficult to control, are there, it becomes almost an impossible scenario to raise animals with no antibiotics and not incur casualties in terms of animal health and animal well-being. And I think overall, it's recognised that with antibiotic-free systems, there will be higher levels of disease, there will be higher levels of mortality and associated animal welfare concerns that can be substantial in some cases, and we need to acknowledge that those risks and that those trade-offs exist, and that's why the price of those products is typically not just demand-driven, but people won't be able to provide those animals unless there's the financial structure to make it a profitable business. So it is a challenge. It's something that there is a market for, and a lot of our industry is working towards doing that. But first of all, you have to be starting in a place of very good pig health with low pig health risks, and realise that it's not an easy thing to do. I think that's one of the points of general misunderstanding, and that over the course of the last 25 years or so that I've been in the US, most of the industry has changed a lot in terms of its structure and its operations, and most of those changes have been driven towards improving animal health and all in all out production and single source production. So the industry has worked really hard, and even air filtration systems to control. There's been a lot of investment going into biosecurity management to do all of the things that will try and sustain pig health and reduce risk of infection disease, and secondarily the need to use antibiotics. So I think that's something that's important to communicate, that the industry hasn't been sitting here doing nothing, relying on antibiotics, but it has put really substantial restructurings gone into preventive measures. So I think that's an important piece.